What's going on, everyone? It's time for a quick little show review. So last night I went and saw Mr. Bungle with Battles at History in Toronto, September 13th, 2023. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Battles is a proto rock band from like Boston, I think. And yeah, it's a drummer and a guy who plays keyboards and guitar, and they basically and synth, and basically they just mash a whole pile of sounds together and try to make something unique into it. Which some of their songs did sound unique. They kind of put some samples of other songs in it, which made it sound really weird and odd, and kind of threw off the set. But they were okay, I guess. It wasn't really my thing. It's sort of like a heavy version of indie rock, I guess. But yeah, it was just odd for me, and it wasn't really my thing. But it was unique style because Mr. Bungle's a unique band, so obviously they bring some weird band to open. So yeah, and yeah, it was a sold out show, so it was pretty entertaining seeing some of the people's crowd. Looks like half the people kind of enjoyed it, half the people weren't sure, and I'm in the second category that wasn't sure about them. I wasn't a huge fan of them, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that do have a fan base, especially since they got onto the bigger club tours now. And yeah, I've heard of them before. I just never seen them or actually listened to their music. But overall, a good Battle's a 2.5 out of 5. They're pretty stationary, and overall, it just wasn't really for me. Then Mr. Bungle came on, so I'm very familiar with their self-titled first album, which I love, but not really their newer stuff. Yeah, so Mr. Bungle is a super group of members of Faith No More, Scott Ian of Anthrax, Dave Lombardo of Slayer and the Misfits on drums, and Tomahawk's bass player is in it. And yeah, so they're what I consider them more like alternative rock, but proto rock or experimental rock, whatever you want to call it. They're more in that realm. But this show was pretty heavy. They definitely brought the heavy side to it, which is really good and stuff. They were really well done. This is like um, a side project, obviously, to the other guys. And yeah, they definitely really brought their A game. There's a lot of fun, a lot of jokes going around and stuff like that. They really know what they're doing. They're very top notch, and they basically just stood there and blasted and played as much as they could. And it was a lot of fun. The pit was fun too. There's a pretty good sized pit there, which I wasn't expecting. And overall, it was a lot of fun to see Mr. Bungle. This is the first time I've ever seen them actually on a tour. So, yeah, it was really fun to see them. And overall, it was definitely worth the money to go see them. They're very entertaining, very well written songs, and overall, just great showmanship and stuff with some elite players. Overall, I just wish they put a little more of their older stuff into their set and maybe played a tad bit longer. And they did play a lot of cool covers. Like they did a Slayer cover, Hello Waits and stuff, a lot of good stuff. 10cc covered that. They covered different genres and stuff and tried to do as much as possible. And overall, it was a great show. I'm gonna give them a 4.5 out of 5 for live performance. Overall, give the whole show probably a 4 out of 5. Battles was a little bit better, probably get a higher rating, but overall, it was still a lot of fun. Definitely worth the money. Check them out if you haven't seen them. I'll link the bands down below so you can check them out if you want to. If this sounds like something you might be interested in. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram and my Twitter. That's linked down below. There's pictures and videos from the show down there. And yeah, but also don't forget to support the bands you like, buy the merch, buy the music, go see them live, keep live music around, and that's it for this one. Next show I'm going to is Baby Metal with Death Clock and some other guitar player opening at Echo Beach, September 16th or 18th at yeah, at Echo Beach in Toronto. So yeah, if you're there, come by, say hi. Let me know what you think of the reviews or whatever. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, rock on.